Hey guys, garden update. So we took down the fence here so that, for two reasons. The grass was getting out of hand right here and had gone into the garden, so we dug that out, raised the cinder blocks a bit, dug out a bed here, and I've got to finish digging that corner out. And we did fill it with sand for several reasons. I already had some sand left over, and I'm going to put 2 citrus trees here, maybe 3, I haven't decided. And because it gets very, very wet in the spring and fall here, I need some decent drainage so that my trees don't rot, because citrus trees will rot if they're sitting in too much wet. I also filled in most of these holes with half topsoil and then topped it off with sand. I have buried some potato mint, which is not typically supposed to be perennial in this area because it does get awfully damn cold sometimes. Like next week, starting around Thursday, lows in the evening are going to be 20s, and I think there's one that's like 18 degrees, which will decimate most everything here. But anyway, I think because they've been buried in the cinder blocks, they retain the heat, and then there's also the insulation from the mulch on this side, and this was dirt, so I don't know if they'll still make it through the cold next week. Look, no, out. I know, I'm sorry. No, we're not playing. Okay, no. Potato onions are looking really, really good. I'm super happy with how they are multiplying and expanding. There's more over here that are just doing really, really well. I'm super, super happy because I grew these from seed. Now that none of them have been as big as Kelly Winterton's original Green Mountain multipliers, which is what they were sold to me as. I have not been able to secure anything close to what he used to provide. So I'm hoping just over time to get to his something like his Green Mountain multipliers. I think Experimental Farm and Cultivarable usually have some multiplier onion seed grecs, but I missed out on those this year, so I won't have any of those. My Gynera procumbens still has some green to it. With 18 degrees coming, it's not going to last unless I mulch the bejesus out of it with some hay and pray, which is what I'm going to do. Some dill that fell last year has started to sprout up, which is awesome. I love it when my herbs just self-seed. These are my pink dandelions, but the ants are kind of a beast this year. Okay, so I did plant several rhubarb plants. Failed miserably before this because it gets super hot here and rhubarb doesn't like to be hot. So we'll see. It's back on a shady spot. This is a south-facing direction, but there's a lot of other stuff that's going to be growing here that'll shade it out. So I'm hoping it'll get some sunlight in the middle of the day, some plants around it to keep the temperature down so it doesn't just completely die. We'll see. Purple tree collards. This is year 3 or 4. These are perennial. White sage, I will be mulching that with some hay too, because white sage does not is not hardy down to 18 degrees when last I checked. Sorry, I'm weeding while I'm videoing. Oh, okay, so excited. So this is, these little guys, right, are supposed to be, and it is, you can tell because there's this ridge right on the back. So these are the three-cornered leek, which is native to the Mediterranean and invasive in like the UK and I think in the States, but like all of the plant is edible, so y'all call it a weed, I call it free food. I'm super excited these came up. They're early winter, like first things up in the winter, like over in the UK. So around here, I doubt they'll even die over the winter, because it just doesn't get that cold around here, says the woman who's about to have 18 degrees next week. I know you northern people are like, hey, shut up, but I'm really devastated by that. Okay, so this weird stem one has his own support. This was actually just one stem that I planted here, and then it made 4, and I've got the support in now, because if you don't put it in early, getting it on is a pain in the boo-honey. I'm not sure why there's a random plastic bag, except that baby threw it over my fence. Sea kale kind of went down. Just basically looks like it died. Just died. I don't think it's ever just not had leaves. Loke, could you get out of the garden? Loki, out. You're not supposed to be here. Out. Thank you. I know, we're about to put that fence back up. Out. Out. Get out. So that he can't get back in here. Moringa, obviously, really, really cold. Probably not going to come back. We'll see. I'm hoping somewhere under all that mulch it will come back. Parsley, that's been fine, and it'll tough out through even the freeze this week. And I've just been feeding that to the chickens when I need to give them some extras. So grape will be fine. Hoping the bay laurel kind of grows up here. I have some plans for the perennial stuff that's going to go in here, but right now I'm just, oh, that's a pink gooseberry. I wish it was a currant, because currants don't have thorns, but currants also don't make it in my heat. So anyway, that's the update on the perennial bed.